Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So it's probably been about a month or so now since I worked on this project, but I really need to get started back on this D17 here. If you saw my previous video, I put a different motor in it, so motor swapped it and switched over the pump and injectors. Thought that was the problem, but when I got the new pump and injectors on, it still ran rough, so it's out of time. So I need to pull the radiator out or off and drop the front end again. I already got the coolant drained, so I just need to pull it back with the skid loader enough to where I can get the front end pulled forward and get that off of there, get a jack underneath the middle, and so I can get the front cover off the front of the motor and jump a tooth, and hopefully it'll run smoother then. And then the rest of the other D17 I took the motor out of is still sitting right here in the yard, so I really need to get it torn the rest of the way down and out of the yard here. But there's one thing on it that I really want to pull off, is why it's still in the front yard, and that is this belt pulley here, which just bolts on right here to the inner tube, which is the middle section of the tractor. And then here's your engagement lever. I need to pull this rod out of there as well, and I'm wanting to put that on my D17 just because the more add-ons the tractor has, I think the better it looks, because after get it running smooth and whatnot, I have the panels for underneath the fuel tank to put on, and then after I get the nose grill and the hood and everything on, I have this weight bracket here to put on the front, and then I have a few sets of weights I want to put on the front of this tractor as well, and possibly get some new tires all around. Just depends, because would be a perfect tractor to use. But yeah, here's what it looks like without a belt pulley on it. There's just a plate there, so when I pull that plate off, should just be able to slap that belt pulley on there. But for now, I need to, before I do anything, I need to move this 656 out and about, out of the drive here, and then I can bring the skid loader back up here and start tearing down some stuff and pull that D17 back. But I need to pull the hubs and the rear wheels off of this tractor because they sold. Put it on Facebook and they sold. So I need to do that by this evening here. I'll pull that out there and get this belt pulley and stuff off of here and move the D17 back and hopefully drop the front end. So I'll throw you guys on the tripod and get to work. All right, so I got all the bolts out of here. Took me like 2 seconds to do that. So should just come right out of there. At least I think anyways. Yep. Right like that. And there's an O-ring on there, it looks like. I'm probably gonna reuse it, and hopefully it holds. So I'll take you guys over the other D17 and get the cover off and see if I can't get this on there. Got all the bolts out of the cover here. And the cover had these short bolts, so I'm gonna have to use the bolts that I took out of the belt pulley off the other tractor. Because see, they're about a 1/2 inch longer than the ones that were on this tractor. But the tractor's leaning this way a little bit, so I'm hoping not too much hydraulic fluid comes out, but I guess we'll see. Hopefully I can get the belt pulley on before too much gets lost. but I think I'm gonna have to go find a punch. Here's what I call a punch. Snap-on screwdriver. There we go. Looks like some fluids are gonna come out of here, so I'm gonna try to be quick. Yep, fluid. Yeah. Alrighty, so I got all the bolts tightened down. It's on there. I just think it makes the tractor look so much meaner with it on there, but I like the looks of it anyway. So that's at least on there. I still need to pull the rod and disengage it because it's engaged, because it won't spin. So I need to pull, yeah, that rod goes all the way to here, and there's a little cover right there that needs popped out. That's where the rod goes through. So I'll get that installed here sometime, and then I should have a working belt pulley on here. And then I need to, get in time and then run these wires the correct way. So I'm gonna set you guys down and get it rolled back, and then probably throw you guys on time-lapse mode and get the front end out from under it. So. So it didn't take me too long to get it all tore back apart. And if you see, I did make a little mess, but that's okay. But right here, this is how you tell if it's in time or not. There's a little dot right there on that gear. And then there's a little dot right here on this gear. Those dots need to line up. And it should actually run pretty decent now. Once I get in time and get it all put back together. When I did have it started, if you watched my video of doing the motor swap, the water pump started leaking as well. I got all new gaskets to go through it to stop the leak, and then we should be all set and ready to use this tractor. So hopefully it ain't too late. I mean, it's already late in the year, but it shouldn't be too late. I should still be able to use it on something by the time I get it all put back together. And there is a like a tractor show, fish fry type of thing at a nursing home in town near me. So I'm hoping to take it and a few of my other tractors in there, just to go show to the older folks and see my grandma. So I should have that done by then, because that's next weekend. So I have a whole week to get this done, and it'll take, 5 minutes to get back in time, and then an hour to slap it all back together. So that's probably, I might get in time tonight. I'm not sure yet, but I'll pick you guys back up when I hop back on this project. died. And something got sucked out of somewhere. So I forgot to film this clip yesterday, but as you guys saw in the last clip, something like got sucked out of the radiator and then the tractor died. There was a bunch of dirt in the radiator, and for some reason it just got shoved out and tossed it out with the fan. So that's what that was. So I blew the radiator out and cleaned it. So got all the junk out of there because this tractor has sat for a while. So the mice or something probably dragged a bunch of junk in there. And then it died because it wasn't getting fuel. There was a bunch of leaks, so it wasn't getting fuel to the injectors and whatnot as it should have. So got all that situated, and it running fuel like it should. So that's what those two problems were. Nothing major, but it did scare me a little bit when that stuff got thrown out of the radiator. So just want to throw that little clip in here, just because I knew I'd get some comments of what that was and why it died. So let's get back into today's video. Morning before I made it out of the house, my dad was out here working on my D17 for me, and when I got out here he had a couple gears off the front already, but the timing was off a tooth. So what we did, or what we had to do, was pull the cam gear off, turn it a tooth, and put it back on, and then put all the idler gear and then the injection pump gear back in and on, as you guys probably saw in the time lapse. But that's what we had to do, and so now it runs quite a bit better. The tractor ain't really been ran hard in the last 45 years or so. So it runs better now, and I honestly have already used it a little bit, which it ain't gonna be in this video that I show you guys that, but it'll probably be in the next video. But other than that, I fixed the fuel filter was leaking as well, so I got a new seal put up in there, and it stopped leaking. And then on top of the pump here was leaking, and put a new seal in there as well, and it stopped leaking. But I think everything is done leaking. I also added this belt pulley on here, and it will not turn off. I don't know, it won't turn off. But and then I think it is actually leaking too, because there is some spots, and there is nowhere else that is wet. Nothing's coming out of the exhaust that would make a splatter. Only right there on the belt pulley is what's wet. So yeah, that's that so far. I need to put the hood panels back on and the panels underneath the fuel tank. Also throw the lights on the front, and then throw a weight bracket and weights on the front of it as well. Probably gonna have to add or buy some new tires, because they're dry rotted and seem to be going a little low. So with the weights on there, I think it'll just blow out these tires. So for now, I'm just gonna put all the sheet metal on, throw the weight bracket on, and hopefully come this week I can get some new tires put on the front and get them weights put on there. So I'll pick you guys, or throw you guys on the tripod and get this stuff done. So I've been working on the D17, and as you can tell, it's starting to look like a tractor. I got the side panels underneath the fuel tank on, and then off camera I started putting this weight bracket on. Figured I'd check the power steering fluid, because when I was out in the field, the steering was still pretty hard, so I figured there was air in the system, so I'd be having to work out that air. But I decided to check it before I tighten this weight bracket down too tight, and it was pretty low. So I put some fluid in it and got it back up, but I need to stop in town when I go to church in the morning and pick up some more to put in there, and then I can put the grill back on and slap some weights on the front of there. And then on this side, I got the side panel on as well. So yeah, it's starting to look like a tractor again. I did forget to point out in the last clip or whatever that the rear main seal is leaking, but I'm just gonna run it, just keep an eye on it, and then here come winter, tear it back down again and buy a Agco rear main seal and slap in it and call her good. But other than that, that's honestly the only major thing on this tractor that I'm noticing. I did have to throw the drawbar on there, and so I could pull the implement I'm pulling. But other than that, I need to put a support right there like that side has, because that left fender was rotten when I first got the tractor, so I found that fender and put it on and never got around to putting the support back in. So I need to do that, and then tidy up a couple other things, and yeah, get the weight set on there, and then it'll be raring to go. But I plan on using it tomorrow again and see how it performs. But so it's been a few days now since I filmed the last few clips, but I've been using the D17. It's been doing all right. But one major thing did occur. So if you ain't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button for me so you're posted when I post the next video. It'll probably be Tuesday or Wednesday when I get it out. But I did add some weights on the front. I still need to order some new front tires, but I'll get to that in a few. And then I need to take the drawbar back off and hook my implement back up for the show I'm gonna go to this weekend. And then also figure out why the belt pulley won't stop spinning, and then tidy up a few other things. But that'll be in a different video, or might do it off camera. Not sure yet, just because I got a bunch of other stuff to do too. So I guess if you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit that like button for me, and stay tuned for more videos. Thanks for watching.